I remember who didn't believe. Now they see me and they act like they agree. I was drowning, nobody reached for me. So when I made it out, I remembered everything. Yeah. I remember empty rooms and a phone that wouldn't ring. Remember looking at the ceiling, asking what tomorrow bring. Had a dream inside my chest, had some fear inside my head. People told me I was finished before I even left the bed. They saw the losses, never saw the nights. Never saw me fighting demons just to make it to the light. They saw the struggle and assumed I'd stay beneath. But every time they counted me out, I counted every breath I breathed. I wasn't asking for a handout, I was asking for a chance. They gave me every reason to turn pain into a plan. I remember who didn't believe me. I remember every you ain't gonna be. Funny how the same people standing far away want a front row seat when you finally see better days. I don't hate them, I just know now. I don't chase them, I just grow now. If you ever had somebody leave you in the cold, you know exactly why I had to become my own home. Mama said, keep going when I couldn't see the road. I was carrying the future with a heart that felt broke. Every setback put another crack inside the armor. Every scar became a chapter, every tear became a marker. I remember nights I couldn't sleep, bills sitting on the table, promises I couldn't keep. I remember smiling when I wanted to disappear, telling everybody I'm good when I was fighting through the fear. They never knew, that's the part I never showed. Everybody loves the victory, nobody asked about the road. I remember who didn't believe, who disappeared when I had nothing on my sleeve. Now I'm standing where they said I'd never be, and I ain't gotta say a word. My life is speaking for me. I remember every door that wouldn't open, every promise that was broken, every person who was missing when my heart was barely coping. Now I'm looking at the sky like God, I finally understand. Sometimes losing everybody's how you learn to be a man. I don't need revenge, I need peace in my chest. I don't need their approval, I just need to know I gave my best. Had to separate the real from the convenient. Some people love your light until your light starts being brilliant. They'll celebrate your progress if your progress isn't greater, but let you start becoming more and suddenly you're a traitor. I learned that lesson with an empty room. Learned some people only love you when there's something they can't consume. So I stopped explaining why I had to change, stopped begging people to understand the weather in my brain. If you ever lost somebody because you started choosing yourself, this part is yours. Don't scroll. You know that feeling when somebody says you changed and you want to tell them, yeah, I had to, the old me was dying, trying to keep everybody happy. That's the truth, nobody puts in the captions. I remember who didn't believe, who looked me in my face and said I'd never leave. Leave the struggle, leave the fear, leave the old me. Now I'm standing in the mirror like, look what you made me. I remember every cold shoulder, every no, every closed folder. Every time I had to walk alone, made the weight on my shoulders feel a little smaller. I don't owe them my success, I don't owe them my pain. I just owe the younger me a reason to smile again. I was young with an old soul, trying to make sense of a world that moves cold. Everybody had advice, nobody had time. Everybody saw the mountain, nobody saw the climb. I kept working when the numbers didn't move, kept writing when nobody wanted to hear the truth, kept believing when belief felt like a lie, kept looking for tomorrow when today was asking why. And maybe that's what separates the ones who make it. You don't need to feel ready every time you have to face it. Sometimes courage ain't a feeling you can find. Sometimes courage is just saying, I'm not quitting this time. I remember sitting by myself, thinking everybody left, but maybe they didn't leave me. Maybe life removed the people who were never supposed to see who I was becoming, and that hurt. But I'm grateful now, because some empty seats were actually blessings in disguise. I remember who didn't believe. Now I carry that memory differently. It ain't anger anymore, it's fuel underneath me. Every note became a brick, every loss became a wall. I remember who didn't believe, but I don't need them to believe in me. I believed when nobody did. That's the reason I'm still here today. I remember friends becoming strangers overnight. Remember conversations changing when the future started looking bright. Funny how success don't change people, it reveals them. Shows you who is really with you and who is just around to feel you. Yeah. I ain't bitter, I'm awake. There's a difference, understand. I don't hold a grudge against them, I just don't hold out my hand. I forget what happened, I don't forget what it taught. Some lessons cost a lot, but they made me who I got. It's the line I want you to remember. If they only believe in you after you win, they weren't believing in you, they were believing in the evidence. If you've ever had somebody doubt you, then come back when you started winning. You know exactly what that feels like. Don't explain it, just remember it. I don't wanna wake up rich and still feel poor. Don't wanna have a million people and still want one more. I want peace when I close my eyes. Want my family good, want the people I love alive. Want the younger me to finally breathe. Want the person in the mirror to be proud of what he sees. Want every sleepless night to finally make sense. Want the pain I carry to become somebody else's strength. So if you're listening right now with your back against the wall, don't mistake a slow season for the end of it all. I remember who didn't believe, but I'm not who I was when they doubted me. I took every broken piece they couldn't see and built a better version of me. I remember all those nights, all those tears behind the lights. Now the same heart that was breaking got me fighting for my life. I remember who didn't believe, and somehow that made me believe in me. Now I'm moving different, not because I'm better, cause I finally learned my worth ain't measured by whoever chooses to stay. Some people only know the old you, so they get uncomfortable when you grow. They'll call your boundaries attitude, call your healing letting go. Let them talk. You can't build a future while asking the past for permission. I had to close some doors without knowing what was behind the next one. That's faith. I lost people, I lost opportunities, I lost confidence, I lost sleep, I lost pieces of myself. I thought I'd never find again, but I found something better. I found out I could lose everything and still refuse to lose myself. That's why I'm still here. I remember every night I said tomorrow. Tomorrow turned to months, months turned to years, years turned into lessons. Now I'm looking at my life like a book I finally understand. Every chapter wasn't supposed to be beautiful. Some chapters were supposed to make me stronger. And the people who walked out, they were never supposed to write the ending I am. So here's to the ones who got ignored. Here's to the ones who had to build from the floor. Here's to everybody who's been told they weren't enough before. Here's to the broken hearted, here's to the ones rebuilding. Here's to the people smiling while secretly they're still healing. You don't need everybody, you just need enough courage to keep choosing tomorrow. I remember who didn't believe, but now that memory doesn't control me. I remember every time they doubted my dream. Now I use that doubt as gasoline. I remember who didn't believe, who wasn't there when I was down on my knees. But I thank God I survived those nights, because they introduced me to the man I needed to be. I remember I survived, I became, I believe now. If they call, I'm not angry. If they leave, I'm not broken. If they doubt, I'm not shaken. I've already heard those words spoken. I've already watched people disappear. Already cried through the silence. Already stood at the edge and chose to keep fighting. So what's another no? I've survived worse. What's another closed door I've built before? What's another person saying I can't? I've heard that story, I just don't live there anymore. I remember the boy who needed everybody's approval. I remember the man who learned he could survive without it. I remember the nights nobody knew I was hurting. I remember the morning we still got up. That's the victory, not the money, not the applause, not proving them wrong. Getting up when nobody would've blamed you for staying down. I remember who didn't believe, but I remember who I became. I remember every scar, every loss, every name. I remember being broke. I remember being scared.